It was a quiet afternoon in a small village. The warm sun was shining through the palm trees, and the dusty road was calm, with only a few bicycles and motorbikes passing by. Birds called from the distance, and life moved slowly, as it always did here. But then, out of nowhere, a sound tore through the peace, a desperate, painful cry. It wasn't a human voice, it was the sharp, terrified yelp of a dog. In the tall grass by the side of the road, a mother dog lay on her side, struggling. Around her, thick and powerful, was the body of a giant python. Its black and gold scales shimmered in the sunlight as it squeezed tighter and tighter. The mother dog's eyes were wide with fear. She tried to cry out again, but her breath was being crushed from her body. Not far away, hidden in the grass, a small puppy was watching. His fur was a patchy mix of white and brown, his body tiny and fragile, but his eyes were full of determination. Just moments earlier, he had been happily chasing a dry leaf along the roadside, but when he heard his mother scream, he froze. Then, something inside him lit up. He knew he had to do something. The python tightened its coils again, and the mother dog whimpered weakly. Time was running out. The puppy looked at the road. People were passing, but no one could see the danger hidden in the tall grass. He realized the only way to save his mother was to get help. So he ran straight onto the road, barking as loudly as his tiny lungs could manage. He darted in front of bicycles. People waved him away, thinking he was just a noisy stray. But the puppy didn't give up. He ran in circles, barked harder, and then sprinted back toward the grass, barking again, turning his head between the people and his trapped mother as if to say, "Follow me!" Finally, one man on a bicycle noticed the strange movement in the grass. He stopped, peered closer, and gasped when he saw the python wrapped around the dog. He shouted for help, and in seconds, other villagers came running. Some carried sticks, others bamboo poles. The python sensed the crowd and lifted its head, its long tongue flicking in the air. The mother dog was almost still now, her breathing shallow. The puppy barked desperately from behind the crowd as if urging them to hurry. Two men moved in. One jabbed the python's body with a bamboo pole, while another grabbed its tail and pulled hard. The snake thrashed, but its grip stayed tight. More villagers joined in, prying at the coils, shouting instructions to one another. Dust and grass filled the air, and then, finally, the snake loosened its grip just enough for the mother dog to gasp for air. The villagers pulled harder, forcing the python to release her completely. With a sudden whip of its body, the snake retreated into the undergrowth, disappearing as quickly as it had appeared. The mother dog lay weak and trembling, but alive. The puppy rushed to her side, pressing his nose against hers, his small whimpers now soft and gentle. Around them, the villagers stood in quiet amazement. They knew what they had just witnessed was something extraordinary, not just an animal rescue, but an act of pure, fearless love. The mother was alive, but hurt. The villagers gently placed her on a wooden cart and took her to the small animal shelter at the edge of the village. The puppy followed every step of the way, never letting her out of his sight. As the sun set and the road returned to its calm, the bond between the two had only grown stronger. Night fell over the village. In the warm, dim light of the shelter, the mother dog lay wrapped in a blanket, breathing slowly. The puppy stayed right beside her, his tiny body pressed close, eyes still alert. He wasn't ready to sleep. He was still watching over her. By morning, news of the rescue had spread across the village. Everyone had heard about the little puppy who stopped traffic to save his mother from a deadly python. Some people called it luck. Others knew it was more than that. It was a story of courage and loyalty. Over the next few days, the mother dog began to heal. She was weak and moved slowly, but she was alive. The puppy never left her side, walking with her, eating beside her, and curling up against her when she rested. Villagers came to visit the shelter. Some brought food and blankets, others simply came to see the puppy hero for themselves. They smiled and petted him gently, amazed at how such a small creature could be so brave. An old man shook his head and said, "We think courage belongs to the strong, but today it came from someone so small." The rescue also inspired change. The villagers cleared the tall grass along the roadside where the python had hidden. They built simple barriers and made plans to protect both people and animals from future dangers. A week later, the shelter worker, Mira, decided to take the mother and puppy back to the place where it had happened. The road was quiet now, the grass trimmed short. The mother stopped and sniffed the air, the memories still fresh. The puppy stood by her front paw, looking up at her as if waiting. She gently nudged him with her nose, and together they moved on. From that day, the mother walked with more confidence. Her steps were steadier, her breathing easier. The puppy, still her constant shadow, kept watch as always. The story of their bravery became a favorite tale in the village. Parents told it to their children, and visitors heard it from locals. It wasn't just about animals. It was about love, loyalty, and acting without hesitation when it matters most. Finally, the day came when the mother and puppy were ready to leave the shelter. The villagers gathered once more, this time to say goodbye. Smiles and claps followed the pair as they walked down the winding road together, the evening sun casting a golden glow over them. The puppy trotted just ahead, glancing back to check on his mother. She followed close behind, her eyes calm and steady. They were no longer victims of the python. They were survivors, and their story, born out of danger, would be remembered for years to come. Because sometimes the smallest among us carry the biggest courage, and sometimes love is stronger than fear.